Hey, worship leaders. One of the questions that I get asked a lot of times is about this subject. Hey, I've got a person, be it a bass player, guitar player, a piano player, a vocalist, a this, a that, that just doesn't quite cut it on the worship team. How do I tell it? How do I break it to them? That's a really good question. Let me tell you about a scenario that I was in quite a few years back. Got asked to help a church just outside of Nashville, Tennessee during an interim process. And during that interim process, I was given the lay of the land. I was told that here's this person, they do this. Here's this person, they do this. Here's this person, they're this type of vocalist. Here's this person, there's this type of vocalist. And here's this person. She can't sing at all. We usually mute her. And I said, that's going to be the last time that we actually do that. And they said, no, you don't understand. You don't want to unmute her. That'll be a bad thing to happen. I said, no, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. We're not going to mute her because if she can't sing, we're not going to have her up on the stage. It doesn't make sense to do that. And I asked the question, why are we still muting if she doesn't sing? Has anyone had the conversation with her to tell her, you can't sing? And everyone kind of looked around like, no. Why would we do that? So that day I went to this person and I'm having conversations with people, and I asked this lovely lady who just had an awesome heart, older woman, and asked her, said, so what do you think about being on the team? And she looked at me and she just kind of unpacked and looked and said, I don't know why they keep asking me to come back. I can't carry a tune in a bucket. And I just kind of laughed. And I said, so why are you here? And she said, because they keep asking me to come back every single week. She kept on with the story and told me, she said, look, the first week that I came here, they acted like they were desperate for needing singers. So I kind of volunteered. I thought they needed people, and I knew I really couldn't sing, but I thought that I would help them. So I did. And they kept asking me back every week. Well, according to the team, they were too afraid to tell her she couldn't sing. So this had been going on for week after week, all because the church was afraid to have an important conversation. So here's the other side of this story. So we need two things. One of the things that I tell worship teams all the time is that we take lessons and cues from David. David talks about having the heart and the skill. He played skillfully, but he also played with heart. So there's two things that we need, and we say all the time, I'd rather have someone that has heart than has skill. Well, yes, we want someone that has the heart to play for a king, but at the same time, we want someone that has the skill to play too as well. As worship leaders, one of the big deals that we need to do is to remove distractions from service. It's nothing worse than getting up and playing for a king, and at the same time having something that's, what is that sound coming from over there? It's distracting. So we want to make sure that we have people that are up on stage that are playing skillfully at the same time as not to be a distraction. So this vocalist was clearly being a distraction, so much to the point that they had to press the mute button week after week. So what do we do with that? Well, here's the other side of the coin. If you've got somebody on the stage that isn't doing what they need to be doing, that maybe needs to have some practice that you've inherited, first off, you need to have auditions to make sure that you're getting people that are skillfully trained on the stage in the first place. But let's say that you've inherited somebody on the stage that maybe needs a little bit of a different direction. There's never a no in serving. Now, what do I mean by that? You just said that you needed to tell somebody, no, they can't serve. They can't serve there. I went to this person and said, so let me ask you a question. Let's call her Mary. Mary, if you could serve anywhere in ministry, where would you serve? And her answer was, oh my goodness, I love kids. I love serving kids, and that's just where my passion is. Do you know, to this day, to my knowledge, she is still serving as a children's director at that church outside of Nashville. Her heart just fluttered to do that. So sometimes if God's closing a door in one area for someone, be it a bass player, be it a piano player, be it someone that's serving on the team that's just not exactly there, it may be that God needs them to serve somewhere else that their heart may be more better prepared for and better skillfully prepared for. Now, it doesn't mean it's the end of the story for them in worship. Perhaps their heart is there that they really just want to serve in that capacity. then give them some training, give them some skill set. Perhaps it's them coming in with you on a Thursday or whenever you do your rehearsals to prepare with you, to rehearse with you. Maybe it's giving them some training, some one-on-one lessons with some of your other members. Perhaps it's helping them in that area to where they can develop. Remember, leaders, you are leading people. You are to be developing people. You're to be pastoring to people at the same time. So learn well, train well, develop well, and above all, lead well.